Hey guys, what's up? This is Ragnarok here with part 36 of the Rise of Sigmar, my Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires campaign with Karl Franz on legendary difficulty. Alright, so I just taking a scan of things. I've been looking around, just rummaging through some of this stuff and taking a look at the diplomacy. So take a look at our relations with the dwarves. It's not great. However, it's not terrible. I feel like minus 69 is something that we could potentially work with. And if you look at the treaties with wood elves, minus 41. If we could get rid of that, then we're almost in the positive. We have treaties with Musalon, is that right? What the hell? Musalon's destroyed? No, are they? No, they're not.
Yes.
Oh, we've just got non-aggression with Musalon. Alright, well, let's cancel that. We'll cancel the non-aggression with Musalon.
An ad! Talk then. I make no oath for the surety of your life.
See if we can actually get a little bit of coin out of them. Yeah, it looks like we might be able to. Just wondering, how much will they pay us to do this?
Doubtful.
Alright. What am I looking for? There we go. Try 3,500. See if they'll do it for that.
No way.
Come on. Dingy dwarves. Just go for 3,000. See if they'll do that.
No.
Oh, Santa Maria. Alright, it's getting a little ridiculous. Go 2,300. Alright, good. Alright, and now what I was thinking is, well, we'll take a look at the... Where are they? The Wood Elves. We're the only ones allied with them. So, if we break our military alliance, the thing is, if we're going to become friends with the dwarves, we're going to have to become friends with Bretonnia as well. And I mean, see, just breaking that one treaty has got us in the positive, moving in the positive direction. So, breaking the treaty with the Wood Elves should also help things, though. Gonna make the Wood Elves not like us very much, but we'll see. Maybe we can. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who I'd rather fight against, the Wood Elves or the Dwarves.
The old alliance is dead, so don't come here asking favors.
Military alliance with the Wood Elves. And see if they'll pay us for this as well.
Nay.
Dingy dwarves. Try 2,300. Is broke or what? What the hell's going on here? Seems like a pretty good offer here.
Sure.
Alright. There we go. So how does that affect us? So that gets us pretty in good shape with the dwarves, and gets us in better standing with the Bretonians.
By the light of the... This is Bretonnia.
It may take a little bit of time before we get non-aggression with them. Now let's take a look here at what that does to our relations. So deteriorating. So I guess, or looks like we're probably going to have to go to war with the Wood Elves instead, which shouldn't be too bad. I mean, they're consolidated in one sort of area, though that's gonna kind of make a isolated portion of our empire if we take these territories. I mean, same thing taking on the greenskins. It's where we're just gonna end up with a whole bunch of isolated territories, but I guess it makes things a little bit easier than taking on the dwarves. But I mean, I don't know, that should at least prevent the dwarves from attacking us in the meantime. And I mean, we do also still have non-aggression with the dwarves, so shouldn't have to worry about them attacking us, but not anytime soon anyway. I mean, they could just randomly break the treaty. In any case, we need to crack on and get some work done. So we've got a minor issue up here at Ragnarok. We're about to have a rebellion, and I completely forgot. I was thinking the whole time that the rebellion is going to show up here, because we previously, when I moved around here, well, we ended up getting a rebellion, and this got raised, and we had to retake it. Well, yeah, the capital's actually way the fuck back here, which means there's no way Helborg is gonna get there in time to sort that out. Which means if we're going to hold this, I mean, we might be able to get there in time. No, I don't think so. So I think the best course of action here, albeit it's going to be a very expensive course of action, is we hire someone to sort this out. I think what we'll do, we'll go with we'll let Uther handle this, since it's pretty high level. Actually, maybe we'll get the Reichsmarshal here to deal with this.
We march.
Alright, just pop them in there. We do have some regiments of renown available, but we will first off just pick up a bunch of flagellants, and then maybe probably grab a couple of regiments of renown and just deal with the rebellion next turn. So in any case, I'm still gonna just build the industrial buildings. Hopefully we'll give this build up fairly quickly, and we'll get the walls. We'll build the walls next, maybe. Actually, I'm probably gonna build the roads next. We'll build the walls third, but just be a little bit more attentive next time, and make sure Helborg is a little bit closer to the area. So I'm gonna keep him here at the Hell Pit for the time being, and just bolster the public order a little bit, and then he can come back to Fort Streghof, increase the public order a bit there, and then we'll send him back to Krakadrak to make sure things are maintained there. Now, Prague, I'm gonna end up with a rebellion here. We can't turn the taxes off. We'll leave it for now. I mean, we do want to try and get Helborg a little bit of experience here, so I mean, we could let these provinces rebel. And I mean, eventually we'll probably come back here and settle in this province. I guess it's not completely necessary. Alright, and I mean, unfortunately, we've got to keep Aristotle here for at least one more turn. We may have to do the same kind of thing, just as this rebels. Pick up a general, put him in there, deal with the rebellion, and then rinse and repeat kind of thing. It's extremely expensive, but what can you do?
Is it time?
Alright, I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna disband the regiments of renown here for the time being. Thinking what I'm either thinking to go with 4 Luminarchs of Hesh, or just go with 2 and just pick up some more great swords. And I guess we don't need a ton of them. And I mean, Franz gets the bonuses for these guys, so we might as well make use of the bonus that he gets for them.
Yes.
And then I think I'm going to disband this as well.
By the comet.
Probably pick up another cannon and then fill this out with some more demigryphs. Probably disband these two and just go with the halberds. Actually, we might as well disband these now, just to save a little bit of money for the time being. Voice of Sigmar is going to stay here to deal with these rebellions. We'll keep these guys with him for the time being. Short Psalm, come out here and grab this treasure. I don't know if this is one we have to fight for. Alright, cool. Better on campaign. Favorable wins, nice. 5% campaign movement.
The nation calls. What does the Emperor bid?
I think it's quicker to come this way.
This will bolster the nation.
Get him over here, and he's gonna come back down to Corone, and we'll get this to a full stack, get another artillery piece, and then just fill the rest out with demigryphs. Maybe we'll go with 4 cannons. I'm not sure. Think about that. And then Franzi, we're going to do the same thing with him. Down here. ASAP. We're just abandoning these two provinces. We're going to try and hold on to this and build it up. Well, I don't know if it's exactly profitable, but I'll go with Untainted for now. We'll see how it goes. If it becomes too much of a pain in the ass, we'll just abandon it.
Trust no man.
But we've weeded out Wintertooth, thank goodness. Bringing you down this way.
Where heretics lurk.
Should have another one of you guys around here somewhere. Charlie to Hunter. Down this way, actually. Maybe we'll bring Charlie this way. Start scouting out the Wood Elves, because the Wood Elves could very potentially be our next target, I think. Actually, probably the next target will be the Orcs. Now that I think about it, we'll just keep an eye on the Wood Elves for now. Make sure they don't cause us any trouble. And magical reserves for you. I want to get the Phoenix here on a mount as soon as possible. So Grunwald can just hold out here.
What does the Emperor bid?
Yeah, we're gonna keep those crossbows for him. That'll be fine.
Here to serve.
And Hammer of Sigmar. Still gonna link these two armies up, but instead of fighting the dwarves, we will down here and fight the orcs. Now we're gonna have to get military access with the dwarves, which could take a little bit of time.
Servant of the faith, following Sigmar's path.
It is time! Ask your favor, and I will check with the Damas Kron that you are worthy.
Anyway, at least we're improving our relations with them.
Yes!
Alright, well, let's actually give them a little
Can't
gift here.
stand mumblers.
Give them a small gift. So, minus 69, minus 3.
Sure enough.
How much does that improve? Gets us to plus 7. So it does an additional 10. And that'll actually improve our relations. If we get on good sides with the dwarves, that'll actually improve our relations with these guys. So, yeah. Try and stay allied with them for now. And I guess war with the Wood Elves is probably going to be inevitable now. Not a big fan of fighting the Wood Elves, but I think with the rockets, it shouldn't be an issue.
Now?
Maybe we'll switch these over. These mortars. Just leave it for now. Ragnar the Fearless. Whereabouts are you? Okay. Foe's army. Guarded war horses. More armor, but leadership and speed significantly reduced. Hit points reduced slightly. I don't know. I think the speed is more important than that 20 armor. I mean, 106 armor is already quite a bit of armor. I feel like the speed will be more valuable in the battlefield.
Forge our faith.
Public order is looking pretty good out here. Not bad, but not really good enough to move these guys yet.
Rites of exorcism.
Jade Wizard.
Now?
Yeah, hopefully that'll be enough to deal with that. The rebellion happened there.
Iron Whispers.
Stay put. Damaged buildings, no problem.
Son of Sigmar.
Gonna stay put as well. Oh, we got some research. Right. Alright, so this stuff has really helped out our economy quite a bit. That's not bad. Additional melee defense and melee attack for lords and embedded heroes. So we've got a lot of embedded heroes, so that's probably the one we should do. Should have done that ages ago. Would save us a tiny bit of coin. Too bad. That one is completely useless for us. I think this is probably the best one out of what's left here. Getting pretty close to having all the tech done. And most of the good ones done now. Alright, I think we can end the turn safely and start going through some more of... Ah, damn it. I always forget somebody. Yeah, let's go through some more of Sword of Justice. Alright, what do you want to do? Asked Fisher. We're out of cover here. Wait a minute, said Block. He peered into the distance. Heat made the ground shimmer. On the horizon, everything was indistinct. It looked, though, as if there were another war band in the distance, kicking up dust from the parched earth. A big one, by the cloud they drew up. As big, perhaps, as the one that had defeated them in the foothills. And unless his eyes deceived him, it was already fighting. He turned to Fisher. This was getting interesting. They're not running from us, he said. They're mustering to face a greater threat. That's why they're falling back. Something bigger has got them worried. Fisher looked blank. From Heideck? Block snorted derisively. Those milk-fed weaklings? No. You'd have to have balls of Gromrill to take that mob on. He hefted his halberd, ready for another long trek across the fields. This time, however, the objective was more than just survival. Ready the men, he ordered. We'll form up again and follow that pack. Carefully, mind. Nothing reckless. But I've got a feeling we're all headed towards the same place, and I've a feeling I know who's there, too. Fisher still looked clueless. Locke grinned at him. Trust me, we're not done fighting yet. The doors of the townhouse's central chamber swung open. The motion was noiseless. For a moment, Verstholen thought he saw movement within. He swung his pistol around swiftly. Nothing. The chamber was empty. He walked in, keeping the weapon raised. Euler and his men followed, fanning out across the wide circle. Send men up to the next level, said Verstholen. His voice sounded loud against the echoing silence. They may be hiding. No man is to enter any room alone. While Euler relayed the orders, Verstholen took a good look around. There was no throne, no dais, no iron braziers. The place had been stripped bare. The floor was wooden, stone and unadorned. If it were not for the lingering smell of jasmine, he might have begun to doubt his own recollection. He crouched down and examined the floor. There were no scrapes of cloth, no remnants of Natasha's spiked toys. They'd done a good job, as good as he would have done. See anything, counselor? Verstholen stood up. No, Herr Euler, not a thing. That may be cause for satisfaction. They're not yet so bold as to leave traces of their presence behind. We must not be complacent. Let us explore further. Euler nodded, but Verstholen could see the doubt in the man's eyes. None of his band wanted to believe that there were cultists in Averheim. Without tangible proof, they were always likely to distrust the word of a stranger. For the time being, though, they were not ready to question his orders. From up above, Verstholen could hear men going through the antechambers on the next level. There was the noise of crates being shifted and doors slamming. No fighting, though. No unnatural hissing or warped barking. That was something to be thankful for. Come, he said. Turning round and heading back to the corridor outside, he led them out of the circular chamber and along the way he'd fled before. The smell of jasmine grew stronger as they went. Months of processing joyroot couldn't be erased overnight. Verstholen entered the hall with the drying tables. As before, everything had gone. The refining kettles, the stacks of raw root, nothing remained. Have your men searched this place closely, said Verstholen, letting his eyes roam across the scrubbed surfaces. They may have left something behind. Pressed on further, studying every bare floorboard, every blank stone wall. Behind him, you could hear Euler's men clumping around, pulling apart anything they could prise from its fastenings. They were too clumsy for this work. With a twinge of regret, Verstholen realized that they were as likely to destroy any evidence as discover it. The mission had been fruitless. Natasha and her horrific court were long gone. He turned back, ready to order Euler to stand down. Just as he did so, something caught his eye. Once he'd seen them, he wondered how he'd missed them. Hung on the wall, two of them. Verstholen walked over to them and took one down. Euler came to his side. What are these? Verstholen picked up the second and held the two together. They were masks. The faces had been artfully carved. In every respect, they resembled their real-life counterparts. The fidelity was remarkable. He found himself looking at the simulated flesh, marveling at the detail and precision. The face in his left hand was his own. The one in his right was Schwarzhelm's. In the low light, he could almost have been staring into the big man's features. Only the eyes betrayed the origin of the mask. They were caked with blood and had been crudely rammed into the sockets, no doubt retrieved from Natasha's long-suffering pets. Sigmar only knew what had happened to them. Do I just auto-resolve this bad boy? They are a warning, Herr Euler, said Verstholen, standing up. He let the Sermanics fall to the floor. Frau Leitdorf has a fondness for surgery. No doubt she wishes us to know the fate of those who stand against her husband. Euler looked down at the masks wearily. They gazed back blankly from their unseeing eyes. Verstholen stamped down heavily, shattering the fragile artistry. Ignore them, he said, turning away from the scattered shards. There's nothing more to see here. It was a mistake to think there would be. Gather the men and prepare to leave. Grosslick will need our support. With that, he turned on his heel and walked towards the exit. He hoped he projected an aura of casual disregard. Deep down, though, he knew he didn't. Alright, cool. The plot thickens once again. Good stuff. Alright, so some raiding in the north there. They fight some rebels by the looks of things. Gonna get this guy down to Drakenhof. Probably park him there for a little while we try and get on the dwarves' good side and work towards non-aggression. Or not non-aggression, but military access. So that we can send these armies into... Look at this fucking guy, though. They don't need military access to come through our territory. Take a look at the diplomacy here, quick. Yeah, see, look at how far they've jumped up in the standing already.
Time. Ask your favor, and I will check
Just
with
wondering
the
if we
Demos
throw
Crown
a
that you
whole
are
bunch of
worthy.
cash at them. Well, not that we have a whole bunch of cash at the moment. We've got too many freaking armies. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, so it's gonna take some time. But we'll send them a small gift each turn.
Alright.
And just hope that increases things enough that we can get that non-aggression. And we might as well send the Bretonians
I am its king.
a small
For the
gift as
lady's
well
sake,
every
state your
turn
very well.
to get things moving in the right direction with them. Alright. Gives us a little strap for cash.
Yes, my lord.
I guess it's quicker to come this way.
Onward.
We'll get more replenishment on land, I think, but anyway, we'll just take the quicker route.
Awaiting orders.
You're gonna stay put with some rebellions. And Franzi, get out here on the open water.
Bring me to
Where?
my men.
Alright, good. Get in a little bit of replenishment out here as well. Though, actually, shit.
Now.
Only bronze we're gonna send into
Yes.
into the heart of the Empire, where we'll pick up
I
a couple
command
more
here.
great swords and probably a Luminarch of Hysh. These poor bastards gotta stay behind, deal with the rebels as they show up.
What orders?
Just gonna park you
I serve the
outside.
Heldenhammer.
Level 2, level 6. So that'll give the Voice of Sigmar here some
Sigmar
time
Arch
to
Lector.
level up. I'm just wondering if we need more troops or if these guys should be able to handle the rebellions on their own. I guess it wouldn't hurt to pick up a couple of swordsmen. Maybe some handgunners. These guys should be able to handle the rebellion, though. Just wondering what kind of damage we're gonna take. We could always replace them too. No, maybe we'll just grab flagellants the turn before the rebellion shows up. And then that way we just have a little bit of fodder to deal with them.
No. Lord of Fear.
Wonder if we should get rid of that army before we pull Aristotle out of here.
By Sigmar's right. To war!
I think we should be able to auto-resolve this.
Pick up the
Cash.
pace.
Now, how bad is the public order here? Oh, it's not bad.
The Empire.
Son of a bitch, we got some good armor here that we haven't dished out. View the armor of destiny. Yeah, so we're gonna get a rebellion in no time here.
Rise Sigmar.
Hard to hit.
It is time.
In there. Close it down. Ah, bollocks. This is a pain in the ass.
Ready. To strengthen the Empire.
Well, very least you'll be able to level up for a bit. I really don't want to leave such an expensive army just sitting here dealing with rebellion after rebellion up there, but hopefully we can get it sorted out.
What does the Emperor bid? To the provinces?
Alright, what should we pick up for regiments of renown here for this?
Who calls?
No.
Might be able to handle it without them, but pick up something just to give us
Never.
By the
a little
comet.
bit more of an advantage. I think of those should be fine. I don't think we need the Reichsguard. Pick up one of those too, just
I will marshal the band. What? Ulrich's will!
put auto resolve here. But we'll fight it. I mean, there's not going to be an opportunity for another battle here this episode. I don't know, I think this week I'm going to go with hour-long episodes. Or at least try to do hour-long episodes. I'd like to get as much of this campaign done as possible in the next little while. Because the new update of the game comes out next week. And the thing is, I'm not 100% sure that the save is still going to be good after the update comes out. So I'd like to power through some more of this. I mean, if anything, I might end things on Franz's quest battle for Galmaraz. Depending on how things look. If we can avoid war with the orcs. Or, sorry, if we can avoid war with the dwarves. But we should be able to get Galmaraz pretty soon. And then, when the update for the game comes out, I was thinking to do a Gelt campaign, Balthasar Gelt, because he's got a new starting position for Empire, and they've completely revamped the Empire's mechanics. So the thing is, it doesn't really make sense to continue playing through this campaign because it's not like that, because all of the mechanics have been changed as of the 11th of September. So I think it'd be better just to start up a new campaign altogether.
Swordsmen! For the Emperor!
Alright.
Victory will be ours! Wise counsel!
Get down there and cut them off at the choke point. Looks like they're gonna hold it. Actually, just bring you guys across there. Yeah, I'm really looking for the Empire update. It should be pretty fun. Excuse me.
General!
And what I think I'm most looking forward to is the Empire bows, the hunters. Then they actually have some archers. So I wonder if they're gonna have armor piercing, and I wonder what kind of range they're gonna have. Though I mean, the thing is though, when they add units like that, it basically makes stuff like crossbows more or less irrelevant. I mean, you can use them in the early game. I guess, yeah, I guess you'll still be able to use them in the early game, but I don't know. Might as well just rush and get to the good stuff as quickly as possible, and then not even bother. White chasm right there. Not a big fan of this map. I mean, it's definitely cool looking. I don't like fighting in the woods. Should have picked up an artillery piece. I don't think there was actually one available. I don't think we'll need it anyway. Should be okay. These flagellants should be up to the task here.
For the twin-tailed comet! Formation march! Yes, sir! Taking position.
Just don't know if I'm gonna be able to get any. I should be able to shoot over them from here.
Taking position.
Bit of
Moving now. Swordsmen. No lingering.
just keep moving. Actually, if you attack them, maybe that'll push them right into the flagellants here. Not that they're doing a ton of damage. Oh, maybe not.
Yes, sir. Quickly. Swordsmen. We obey. Fire! Fire! Ready for war! Enemy wizards. Hand gunners. Yes, sir. Quickly. Flagellants. For Heldenhammer! Budgets! Glory to the Empire! Sigmar! We'll be! Budgets! Yes, my lord! Powder dry!
Get in here. I think these guys are pretty much unbreakable anyway. And you, sir, are gonna have to do most of the work here. I believe. I hope we can. You and no, I don't think we're gonna be able to sneak you behind. Get in there too.
Soldiers of the Empire.
You guys should be able to get behind though. You should be able to take him on. Hope. Let's shoot into this.
Numidia, guide us! Attack! For Heldenhammer! Slay them! Snap them aside!
Chaos scum. My goodness, look at the damage is taken here.
Flagellants! Yes,
Get in there.
for the Empire! For our right to live! They are too powerful! Handgunners!
The gunners aren't bad. Definitely have their uses.
Flagellants!
He's taking a fair bit of damage here.
See to it! Ah! Wise counsel! To war! Kill everything! No!
As long as we can auto-resolve the follow-up battle, I'd be happy. We didn't really need to fight this, but especially we're gonna end up disbanding this army, I think, after this battle. Or after we clear up the rebellion, that is. Save us quite a bit of coin.
We march! What does the Emperor bid? I will marshal the men. To arms!
Alright, good stuff.
Step to it!
Alright, cool. I'm gonna end thing. Oh, you know what? No, we're gonna keep going. Right, I just said we're gonna go for like, gonna go for 2 hours. Son of a bitch.
To the provinces.
-11. Current taxes off. The -7. 2 turns and we get another freaking rebellion there. Ah, Santa Maria. What a pain in the ass. Though, alright. Let me see here. Working on for you. Okay. Gonna be in charge of the Reichsguard eventually. So we'll go with Empire's Finest for him. I am actually gonna disband these guys. Alright. Can't disband him because he's Legendary Lord. The way around that, just to pick up somebody who's not legendary. Just grab this guy and then disband him. There we go. Oh, minus 15. It's still gonna be 2 turns. We could turn the taxes off to slow it down. It's not gonna slow it down enough. But that should actually give us enough time to get old Halborg over there. Which means we're gonna have to turn taxes off there.
What orders?
Ooh. It should be able to fend off the rebellion for 1 turn. Wait, what? Son of a... Is that because he's in the province? Oh, that's because he's in the province.
Praise be to Sigmar.
Alright.
Sigmarite Arch
Alright, that's fine. Building done over here and here. Build a tap room. Public order sorted. Alright. So he doesn't have to rush over there.
Servant of the faith.
Good to know that just placing him right there kind of gets the public order a little bit under control. So shit. No, the thing is, if we bring him over here to deal with the rebellion over here, then we won't have time to get him back over here. And military crackdown 8. Still gonna end up with a rebellion here, but we're just delaying it by keeping him there. We can postpone the rebellion here in Prague by turning the taxes off. Still, it's not really like a long-term solution. I'm really tempted to disband this army, or at least disband these units and replace them with something else, but I don't know. Kind of like this army, so just leave it for now. It's just not going to be economically viable to keep them up here all the time. I guess we can change it to public order once we get the corruption sorted a bit. Plus, if we can get the corruption sorted out, then we can potentially get it under control, I think. Because corruption is causing us quite a bit of problems. Do what we can. We'll just try and get these provinces under control.
Bring me to my men.
These guys are having a pretty good effect on the
Champion of the faith.
on the corruption, and we're on +2 in our direction. Actually, corruption, yeah, it's down to -6 there, so that's not too bad.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, yeah.
I will marshal the men to the provinces.
Stay put.
Sigmarite Archlector.
Alright, you guys are ready to move. Beauty. Don't want to trespass on the dwarves.
Ready? All here are honored dwarfkin.
Yeah. Alright. Go around that settlement. have to come this way.
I go where I'm needed.
Gonna slow you down, but that's fine. Even though the dwarves are trespassing on our territory. So Foucault will stick around here for the time being.
Protector of
1,
the
2,
weak.
4, 5.
Champion of the faith.
Bringing over here, we're bringing 2 of those hellstorms are for him. Alright, I think what we want to do with
Sigmar.
Foucault here is we'll disband one of these. 4. Yeah. Disband one of those, and then we're gonna recruit a battle wizard here as soon as we've got one available. Shoot, are we we're building one of those somewhere. Damn it to hell. Okay. Yeah. Alright, one more turn and we'll get one there. Perfect. Exactly what we need. Alright. I'm gonna move you guys. I guess it won't hurt to keep an eye on the dwarves. It wouldn't be a bad idea to get down here and start scouting out the old orcs are up to.
I trust no man.
Another one of you guys up here somewhere. Losing track of our witch hunters.
They will
Charlie
be
the
judged.
hunter.
March on the witches.
Tools of judgment ready.
Belmont. Yeah, I'm not sure where we're gonna send you. Have you come down around this way.
Cleanse the empire.
Alright,
Let us forge
I think we're at the
our
end
faith.
turn here. Finally.
What brings you here?
Yeah, we'll let them blow up that province, it's
Jade
fine.
Wizard.
Yes, son of Sigmar.
Gonna stay put. Out on the fields of Averland, the orcs continued to cluster. More and more had streamed into combat, drawn from miles around. Schwarzhelm and the Averlanders had pushed them steadily east, wearing them down with a series of heavy cavalry charges, followed up by ranks of foot soldiers advancing across the trampled turf. As ever, Schwarzhelm was at the heart of it. All around him, ranks of orcs and men struggled for mastery. Readying his steed once more, he charged straight at the cluster of heavily armed greenskins before him. With a sickening clatter, he smashed into their midst. The Reichstau swung down, slicing the hands of the nearest grasping warrior clean from its wrist. His horse whinnied frantically, clutched at from all sides by the orcs. Schwarzhelm kicked out against them, trying to turn the steed around. He could hear the cries of the honor guard as they fought their way to his position. For the moment, he was isolated, cut off by a sea of slavering orcs. There were too many. As the orcs hacked and dragged his steed down, he felt the noble beast give out a final shudder. He twisted free of the stirrups and leapt from the saddle as the horse was pulled to the earth. Then they came for him. Finding his feet, Schwarzhelm whirled around. The warriors here were massive, clad in heavy iron plates and wielding cleavers and crude halberds. They surrounded him, clamoring to get close. One jumped right in front of him, swinging a long sword in a wide arc. Schwarzhelm ducked under the swipe, feeling the soft earth give under his heavy armor. They were all around him, slavering with bloodlust. They knew who he was. More than anything, they wanted to take down the Emperor's champion. He almost felt like smiling. Almost. Many orcs had vied for that honor. The result had always been the same. Schwarzhelm clenched his gauntlet and punched the nearest adversary in the face. The metal bit deep, slashing even the tough orc hide open. Schwarzhelm kept moving, shifting balance, parrying blows and counter-striking with his own blade. More cudgels and blades swung in his direction. The Reichstell flashed. Howls of agony showed it found its mark. One brute, 4 foot wide, and weighed down with the burnished plate armor, charged straight at him. Schwarzhelm waited for the impact, then turned aside at the last moment. The orc brought down its cleaver in a heavy arc. Schwarzhelm swung the Reichstell back to meet it. When the metal met, a resounding clang rang out. He pushed back, heaving against the bulk of the greenskin with all the strength that remained in him. The monster staggered back. A look of amazement passed across its grotesque features. It couldn't have been often that a human had held such a monster up. Schwarzhelm ignored it, turning quickly to meet the attacks coming at him from all directions. His sword moved ever more quickly, sparkling radiantly in the powerful sunlight. Even in his full armor, he could move faster than the orcs around him. Years of endless combat, honed and polished in the best training grounds in the Empire, had left their mark. Though his frame was battered and his body scarred, he was still more than a match for these lumbering foes. Steel clashed against iron, and the greenskin blood flowed freely. Slowly, painfully, their bestial will began to break. Single-handedly, Schwarzhelm began to hammer them back. Some wavered, loath to concede the field to a lone human warrior. They were the first to fall. The Reichstell cut through their armor as if it were made of mere scraps of parchment. Like a master blacksmith pounding at a forge, Schwarzhelm waded into the throng, fearless and resolute. Then Kraus and the honor guard broke through. A whole company of knights fought in the same style as their master, swift, precise, controlled. Their blades, like a wall of whirling steel, they slammed into the ragged orc ranks. That was the final blow. Faced with Schwarzhelm and his retinue working in concert, the greenskins fell back, then broke. As the knights pursued them remorselessly, Schwarzhelm finally relented. His guard drove the orcs back, creating a window of calm amid the fury of the battlefield. Breathing heavily, Schwarzhelm leant on his sword. His arms ached, his body ached. Sigmar had been his protector, as he always was. "You are cut off, sir," said Kraus, coming to stand beside him. There was a touch of reproach in his voice. "An orc respects only one thing," replied Schwarzhelm, ignoring the tone. "Bravery. If they see you're willing to take the fight to them, they do it in a way they recognize as their own. They'll no doubt. That's the way to crush the greenskin." Kraus looked doubtful, but said nothing. Schwarzhelm was tempted to smile at his concern. He didn't, though. He never smiled. Alright, I think we're at the end. The end turn here. Let's see if we can get through a little bit more of this. So, actually, I'm thinking this is probably a good place to stop, just because I don't think there's going to be another opportunity to hit the autosave here the next little while. Probably not going to be any battles for a little bit anyway. The war with the dwarves seems to be like it's going to be postponed for now. So, actually, I'm just going to check the diplomacy before we...
Greetings, Sigmar.
we need that military access from these idiots. Just gonna take us a while. Bloody hell. We'll keep working on it, turn after turn, and maybe declare war on the Wood Elves. If anything, when Franz and Schwarzhelm get down here and get their armies back into full shape, maybe we'll lead an invasion with 3 armies: Grunwald, Franz, and Schwarzhelm, and weed the Wood Elves out of their fortresses, their woodland fortresses, that is. Yeah, aside from that, we'll just keep working on improving relations with the dwarves so we don't have to deal with them, and see if we can get to the greenskins and do Franz's quest, and then maybe cut the campaign short. So that's kind of where I'm thinking now. And Norska, I mean, yeah, I really wanted to go for full map completion here, but I think as it is, it's gonna take too damn long. And not to mention too, it's once you get to a certain point in the campaigns, you just really start to steamroll everybody. The challenge is more or less gone. I mean, it's still gonna be a war with the dwarves, would definitely be challenging, or a little bit challenging anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I will see you guys next time. Part 37, I think. Have a great day. Ragnarok signing out.